Hello friends, let us now learn some important points about giant cell vasculitis, which is also called as temporal vasculitis. This giant cell vasculitis is the most common type of vasculitis in older infants in United States of America and also in Europe. So this temporal vasculitis this temporal vasculitis is actually a chronic inflammatory disorder which is mainly involving the large arteries, but it can even involve the small arteries also. It can involve temporal arteries are involved most commonly, but even other arteries like ophthalmic artery or vertebral arteries can also be involved. If ophthalmic artery is involved, it will lead to the permanent blindness, and as a result, involvement of ophthalmic artery in giant cell arteritis is a medical emergency where we should treat him immediately, or else it might result in complete blindness. So first, if you see the pathogenesis, it is actually T cell mediated immune response is seen in giant cell arteritis. Here there are cell wall antigens which will lead to the production of pro-inflammatory cytokines like tumor necrosis factor. Here in this temporal arteritis, we can demonstrate anti-endothelial cell antibodies, and we can also demonstrate anti-smooth muscle antibodies, but these are not demonstrated in all the patients. They are just demonstrated in 2/3 of the patients. So that is the reason this discovery is not, we are not clear whether these are actually the causal or consequence of immune injury. Now this temporal arteritis or giant cell arteritis will produce a granulomatous response. It produces a granulomatous response, right? Now if you see the morphology, in the morphology, first and foremost we see presence of, we will see intimal thickening. Occasionally we can see thrombosis also, and because of this thrombosis and intimal thickening, this can result in decreased luminal diameter, and as a result this will result in formation of granular inflammation. This can cause granulomatous inflammation can occur, and this can also cause elastic lamina may undergo fragmentation, and there is infiltration of T cells, especially CD4 cells more than CD8 cells. Infiltration may be seen along with macrophages, and here you will see presence of multinucleated giant cells is seen in almost 75% of the cases. Then so sometimes we can even see medial attenuation, and scarring may also be seen. So if we see the clinical features, in the clinical features, the giant cell arteritis is rare before the age of 50 years. Here it causes symptoms like fever, headache can be there, and the patient can also have facial pain or fatigue, weight loss can be seen, and he can suffer from ocular symptoms can occur, especially due to the ophthalmic artery. And the range of ophthalmic symptoms can range from diplopia to complete blindness. Diagnosis is done with clinical examination and biopsy. Actually this biopsy is the investigation of choice for giant cell arteritis, but because the giant cell arteritis is present extremely focal, if this is the big artery, there is giant cell arteritis is present only in a small segment. That is the reason we will have to resect at least 1 centimeter of the segment should be resected before we give a negative result. Okay, the treatment is, you can give corticosteroids can be given, or we can also use anti-tumor necrosis factor therapy can be used. right? So this is about the giant cell arteritis. Thank you for watching.